This requires a monster sea change, not just in the culture at large, but in the church. And I say this compassionately because I love the church and I am in the church. But I'm wondering if it's A, ignorance because you have never had this touch your life, or B, it's bad Bible because every time you see a behavior change, you think scripturally it has to be demonic possession because what else would cause that kind of a behavior change? Or C, it is this rotten mythology that we've used as a bludgeoning tool over and over and over again that says if you suffer from a mental illness, it's because A, there's unconfessed sin in your life, or B, there's not enough faith. And those are, would you say that to somebody with cancer? Would you say that to somebody
Exactly.
with brittle diabetes? But why in this particular disease would we say there's a whole category for how you have to handle this?
Well, you just diagnosed it to the core, and I would say it was A, B, and C. It is bad Bible. It is a lack of compassion, and it is just straight up ignorance and unthinking approach to these people that are suffering. I mean, without a doubt, you've just diagnosed it. I mean, Jesus said that we can love him with our heart, our soul, and our mind in Matthew 22:37, but that does not divorce the chemical makeup that each and every one of us have. Many of us, we've broken the chains of bondage and addiction and all kinds of other curses from our background. And that doesn't mean, though, that because we become a Christian, it just becomes la-la land. No, the great thing about the indwelling of the Holy Spirit is he will let us be a super overcomer. Remember what it says in Romans, where sin and affliction abounded, grace superabounds. But grace can't superabound automatically. It takes us being intelligent and speaking and sharpening our views on these things. And of course, tracing them all back to the Bible. Absolutely. Standing on the scriptures. But Jesus spoke a lot about the mind. And as you pointed out in the intro to the program, so did the Apostle Paul. He had a lot to say about tearing down imaginations and everything that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, 2 Corinthians 10:5, and bringing every thought into captivity. And we can do that, but it doesn't happen by osmosis, does it? We have to have an approach, just like we have evangelism approaches. We need to have an approach of helping everyone in our church who's struggling. And I want to say this on the authority of now speaking in hundreds of churches. Everyone in our church is affected by this, and people are thanking God that we're able to speak to it and provide biblical hope. And I think that's why that gives hope to us today.